Compound interest is your money making money, and the money that your money makes more money. But if you don't understand how it works, I guarantee you there are some banks, life insurance companies, financial institutions that are making that same compound interest off you. Compound interest is simply this: interest paid or to be paid both on the principal and the accumulated unpaid interest. But what does that mean in English? Your money making money, and the money that your money makes more money. Now, here's the truth about compound interest. If you don't understand how compound interest works, if you don't understand whether you're paying simple interest or are you paying compound interest, if you don't understand the difference, it can have a grave impact on your ability to generate and build wealth. What is the rule of 72? Interest earned, you take 72 and you divide that by the interest earned, and the result is a compound cycle. The interest that you have, you take that interest and you divide it into 72, and the result is the amount of compound cycles that you have. But what are compound cycles? A compound cycle is the time it takes to double. That span of time that it takes for your money to double just once. Let's say you've got $1,000 that are compounding and you've got 5 compound cycles. So the amount of time it takes for that 1,000 to become 2,000 is the first compound cycle. The second compound cycle is the amount of time it takes for that 2,000 to become 4. In 5 compound cycles, your $1,000 would have created or accumulated about $32,000. 1,000 becoming 32,000 in a consecutive number of 5 compound cycles. What if we increased the amount that was contributed during that period? You put in $5,000 in that same number of cycles, in the same 5 compound cycles. That 5,000 has now become 160,000. 1,000 became 32,000. 5,000 became 160,000. But what is the impact of the interest rate on the rule of 72? Looking at it again, it's the interest rate. It's 72 divided by that interest rate, which gives you the number of cycles, the amount of time it takes for your money to compound. So in looking at that, what's the impact of this interest rate? Meaning, what's the impact that it has on your money's and its ability to be able to grow over time? What if you had some investment opportunity that yield a 9% return? At the age of 30, you decided to contribute $10,000 one time, not every year, one time, a one-time $10,000 investment into a vehicle that was yielding 9%. Well, based off the rule of 72, 72 divided by 9% gives you 8 years. So what that's basically saying is, if I started this opportunity at age 30 and I put $10,000 into a vehicle that's yielding 9%, by age 38, my money should double one time. By age 70, I would have accumulated about $320,000 inside of this vehicle, which is pretty awesome. But what would happen if we simply increased that $10,000 from 10 to 30, meaning we got more compounding earlier? Same vehicle, same number of compound cycles, same amount of time. No different. No change in time, no change in interest rate. All we did was get more money compounding sooner. But what would happen if that same dollar amount that we contributed, that same $30,000 over the same number of compound cycles, but we were able to get, instead of a 9% return, more like a 10% return? The growth on our money increased by 1%. What's the impact of that interest rate? What's the impact that the interest rate has on a process like this? Well, that 1% increase, again, using the rule of 72, 72 divided by 10 is 7.2. So what that means is our compound cycles went from 8 years down to 7.2 years. The compound cycles got shorter. Our money doubles faster. Increasing from 9% to 10 gave us almost an additional compound cycle. From age 30 to age 70, we would have accumulated about 1.836 million. So versus the 960,000, same 30,000, same 40 years of compounding, but because of the interest rate increase, it gave us almost one more compound cycle of growth. What if, instead of waiting till you were 30 and compounding $30,000 till age 70, you started sooner? And you started sooner with less money. $5,000 starting at age 6, 3 compound cycles earlier. So getting less money compounding sooner, what is the impact overall of your ability to generate wealth? Well, by age 70, you'd have that same 1.28 million, even though you put in less money. You just got less money compounding earlier, and this is not even at a 10% return. This is at a less or the same 9% of the original investment. So again, getting less money compounding sooner allows you to build more wealth faster. There are certain things that impact compound interest. It's the interest rate in which the opportunity is you're invested in, it's the amount of money that you're putting in it, and it's time. These variables are not equal. The most important variable in this equation, the most important variable that impacts your ability to grow or generate compound interest is time. The earlier you get money compounding, regardless of the dollar amount, the more you will have available. Are you focused on the fact that, you know what, based off my age of age 40, I realize I only have about 6 compound cycles left. So the best thing I can do for myself to be able to make sure I'm in a position to retire is get my money compounding as quickly as possible. If you're 25 years old and your goal is to make sure you're put in a position to where you can retire early, should you focus on paying off that condo or buying that home and getting that mortgage and paying off that mortgage within 15 years like most or a lot of the gurus tell you to do? Or should you focus your attention on making sure you're putting your money in a position to where you can get it compounding as quickly as possible? So at age 45, age 50, you have enough income generated versus waiting 15 years or waiting 20 years or realizing at the age of 50, me retiring at 59 is not going to happen because I've wasted a lot of time in not getting my money compounding. The most important variable is time. Getting your money compounding as quickly as possible. That does not mean don't pay your debt off. That's not what I'm saying. It doesn't mean allow your loan to go into default. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be conscious of the fact that, hey, if I focus all of my attention, all of my cash flow, all of my effort on paying down this mortgage, I am losing time. And in losing time, what I am losing are compound cycles. And if I'm losing compound cycles, I'm losing my ability for my money to double one time. So if I had a savings account and I'm putting most of my money in that savings account using the rule of 72, how long will it take for your money to double one time in that savings account? Is that the right place for that money to be? Is there a place where you can put your money in a better position so that it actually can produce income for you, or put your money in a better position such that it can build compound interest with a compound cycle greater than 12 years? Maybe it's a high yield savings account. Okay, that's awesome. I'm getting 6%. Let's just call it 6% on my high yield savings account. 72 divided by 6, 12. That means every 12 years my money doubles. Is that enough? Is that okay? So it's just understanding, hey, based off my age, based off where I am, I know I have a certain number of compound cycles. And so therefore, what do I need to do? And that's where the wealth equation comes into play, because it's not just what should I do, it's where should I put my money? Where should it go? Well, if I'm focused on paying myself first, because I understand that compound cycles are important, if I'm starting right now because I understand the impact of compound cycles, then it's where should I put my money? It's making sure that my money is secure, because maybe I've learned this today. And so therefore I understand that I don't have as many compound cycles as my kids. So therefore I need to make sure that wherever my money goes, it can't be lost. Wherever my money goes, that it's in a place where it's secure. And at that point, now we want to compound it. Now we want to make sure our money's making money, and the money that our money makes more money. But how do you, I call it, how do you supercharge that growth? How do you put your money in a position to where, okay, I'm 45 and I realize I should have started this when I was 25, but I didn't. I'm 45 now. How do I put my money in a position to where it can exponentially take off? So are there vehicles that fit this equation that allows me to pay myself first, starting today, somewhere secure, compound my money, and then use leverage, using someone else's money, using other people's money to help grow my income exponentially? There's very few vehicles that will give you the security, the growth, and the leverage all in one. And just kind of to call them out, it is a secure compound interest account. It is real estate using leverage. And it's also a 401k or a traditional retirement account with 100% leverage. Those are the three vehicles. There are not, at least from my perspective, there's not another vehicle out there outside of those three that will allow you to accomplish those things. And it's not a one size fits all for those vehicles, because it's all about structure. It's all about how your money's growing inside of these vehicles and how it's secure.
How many compound cycles do you have left? And what's the best use of that time? Don't stop now. Follow us over to the next video to learn more.